Yeah.
Hi, my name is Christopher Costello. These are my 5 audience members, and this is my speech for speech class. Hello there to all of you, and welcome. Before we start, I would like for all of us to think back on our high school years. Yes, those years that for some of us might have been amazing, but for some of us over there might have been dreadful. Then think back on sports during high school. Some of us did join teams, while others did not. But for those of us who did, we must admit it was not always fun and games. Sometimes we had to train hard in order for us to compete against others. Some of us quit, some of us stayed. For those of us who stayed, we must remember how our coaches pushed us to do better, how our teammates suddenly became our rivals and newfound peers, our parents wanting us to balance hours of training with our academic lifestyles, which sometimes we weren't granted much enough time to study or to train. All of these sudden changes might have granted us new opportunities, but for others, grades were suffering rather than being improved. There is one thing that all athletes have and they must have, which is self-esteem. The factor that surprised me about this was that I remembered how I would think, I have to practice more, I have to work more. Sometimes thoughts like these have a positive impact on self-esteem. But sometimes when a coach gets a bit too passionate about the game, our self-esteem might suffer for it. The aspect that I wish to cover today is the aspect of winning or losing in sports and their effects on self-esteem. In a research article done in the year 2010, aimed to study the effects of match results and peer comparison. With a successful experiment, it was deduced that children who lost matches against their peers were less likely to believe in themselves for later matches. Bardell, Fontaine, Columbell, and Shipoff, 2010. Another aspect that is surprisingly instrumental to the development of self-esteem in sports was our race and gender. In another research study done in 2002, it was found that girls would not easily forget a lost match and aim to become better. Meanwhile, boys were in some cases the same, while in other cases simply giving up. Tracy and Urquhart, 2002. Finally, I wish to discuss the idea of students that did not participate in sports. Some of you might be thinking, phew, I dodged that bullet. In reality, we simply just limited ourselves. This idea of I'm not good at sports, so why bother, has trampled our students and caused us to not believe in ourselves, effectively lowering our self-esteem, even though some of us did not even notice. In a research article done in 2012, it was deduced that a self-concept of a student was a great factor that influenced the performance in sports. For example, when you think, I feel like I can't, so I probably won't be able to. Thoughts like these limited our students. They have created boundaries for them. This leads them to doing poorly in school and in sports. Wei-Ing, Chen-Yu, Yi-Hee-Suk in 2012. Finally, what I wish to advise to all of you today is to always go out there and try, even if you fail. Don't let this influence your future decisions or future outcomes. Sports are a necessary part of high school and to some are a necessary step in life. So we must embrace it, support our athletes when they fail, and embrace them when they win, regardless of sex or race. And when we see a student that is not participating, we must encourage him or her to join us. Thank you all for your attention and have a great evening.